go for it. Stand by. Some Barbara Mason right there. What's happening, people? It's Thursday. Time for some oldies but goodies with a special guest in the house tonight. What's happening, Mr. Rock and Roll Gangster, Mr. A-Line? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Mr. Lozano? Good to be with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking the drive from Los Angeles all the way over here just to hang out. That's cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I love to do that for the fans.
Oh yeah. Definitely got a lot of fans out there, and we're a little time here in Fresno, but we're spread out all over the U.S. and there's a few listeners, so it's good. It's good. Tony Villa. Remember Tony from what was that?
I was back in the day with cruising down Chicano Lane with Mr. Tony.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about
Uh-oh.
that. I had the wrong one.
We on now?
Yeah, there you go. I had the wrong one on.
All right. Oh, yeah. How's everybody doing out there tonight? This is not the return of Mr. Tony cruising down Chicano Lane, but I'm here as a guest also with the legend himself, Alon Butler, creator of the album Cream City back in 1977. And he did that with Arista Label. Is that right, mister?
That's correct. Clive Davis, my old friend.
Yeah, that's another legend right there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, speaking of music, how'd you get into it? Who was your influences back in the day?
My influence back in the day was James Brown, of course.
James Brown,
Yeah, that was my main influence. I had a girlfriend, maybe just coming out of junior high school, going into high school. She says, "You want to go to a concert?" I had no idea that music was that good. She took me to my first concert. Of course, my dad dropped us off. I'm sitting in the audience, and James Brown comes out, and this is before lasers and all the stuff that they do now. He had colors and girls and violins. My mind was completely blown. And he, you know how good he was. He danced around in his suits, he changed clothes. I said, I have to do that.
Where was this at?
It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, that would have been cool to see James Brown. Yeah, and so who else was your influence? Because I know your music is funky and there's a little rock and roll too. And
yeah, well, of course I like Jimi Hendrix.
Because
I'm a guitarist. And Santana. I'm a big Santana fan.
Yes.
And I like this group, Crosby, Stills and Nash, all the harmonies. Oh my God. So,
there ain't no harmonies like that no more.
I know, you don't see that very often.
No, not at all.
And of course the Temptations. You know.
Yeah. All the
and
Motown.
what's this guy? Curtis Mayfield. Impressions.
Yes.
Those are my main influences.
And you started with you said you're what teenager with Alon Butler and New Breed Band.
That was my first group.
And how many albums did you do with that?
We did one album really, and on the radio station and downtown. Great cat.
Nice. And then
on the radio, but we simply did shows. We played in people's basements and auditorium, wherever we could play. And we didn't know we were making ourselves. Well, with this band, so we said it's not Milwaukee. It was a little rough. It's kind of a rough city, especially for kids. So we rented a truck and drove to Memphis, Tennessee with Stax Records. And this is a heck of a story. I almost said a bad word. This is a cool story, and I've never told this. We drove to Memphis, Tennessee, and we saw this big club called The Showcase. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when we got there. And we had rented a truck and we had a school bus. And so we said, look at this club. This must be something famous. And we just like out of nowhere, we knocked on the door. The janitor was in there cleaning the club. And he, bunch of kids, he let us in. And we slept overnight. And the next morning, you won't believe this, Isaac Hayes, this was his club.
Oh, wow.
Okay? It was just like, what?
Wow.
What?
You guys didn't know. You guys.
We didn't know it. We just like, hey, Mr. We just came from Milwaukee again. And so we go in there and we played for him that afternoon, just for him. And it just so happened he was looking for him to go on the road with him. We didn't open for him. He had members.
Yeah.
We toured with Isaac Hayes when he on that tour. So it was like, I'm in heaven, you know.
Oh yeah. And how many songs did you guys have on that album?
We had like just a small album, 7 songs.
7 songs,
Yeah.
and just cruised around with them, and,
Yeah.
and played them all.
And we only got to play one of ours. We had to play cover songs. I was like the miniature James Brown. You know? And the suits and the hair,
Wow.
everything, and dancing around.
But did you play any of the originals, or
We
just
got to play my one favorite, my first song I ever wrote called "Please Give Me a Chance."
We'll get to that.
Oh, you know that? Oh,
I heard that one. I got that one.
Yeah, my first song.
That's cool. How old were you when you wrote that one?
Oh my God! Let me say, I was just coming in the middle of high school, maybe 17. Yeah.
And you did the guitars and all that.
Yeah. Well, I just played guitar. We had a band, and all the guys did all the other instruments. But I wrote the song. I did all the arrangements. I didn't read or write music. I didn't know what I was doing. This is what sounds good, and this is what I do.
How about now? I mean, you play the guitar, but do you know the notes and all that? Because
Yeah, I know. I can read and write now, but at the time, I kind of taught myself. Lessons for me were stifling. I would go and the guy say, play this and do this. I'd go home and say, Daddy, let me just do my thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you hear a lot of artists that they play their guitars or whatever, but they don't know how to read music and none of that. Because they just do it by.
You do it by we call it when you're playing by ear.
Yeah.
Ears. I learned by listening to the radio and playing with the radio.
Play along with the songs.
Play along with the songs. And if you're in tune, you know it. When you're in tune, there's a little bell that rings. When you're out of tune, if you don't hear the bell, you need to stop.
Or somebody will, huh?
So after your tour with Isaac Hayes, what, you guys take a break, or are you guys still hitting clubs up?
Okay, so we toured with Isaac Hayes, having a ball. The leader of the band, which was not me, said this isn't big enough. They wanted to keep us and groom us and have us record. Remember the group, the Bar-Kays?
Yeah.
They had the Bar-Kays and us. The Bar-Kays were smart. They stayed there and made records. Our leader said, we're going to Hollywood. We got in the back of a U-Haul truck, drove across the desert. This is a hell of a story.
Oh.
We drove across the desert with our shirts off, sweating in the back of a U-Haul truck. And we got to Hollywood, and then things kind of started happening. And we played at a club on Sunset. Kind of almost the same story. This club was incredible. What a memory. It was called the Citadel de Haiti. You go in this club, there were cars on the ceiling, dinosaurs. You know, the 70s, the hippie freak psychedelic. There was swords and fire dragons. And we began to play in this club. And then we met Bill Cosby.
Wow.
Bill Cosby said, I like the band. I want you to come on tour with us, but I want you to change your name from the New Breed Band to the Bunions Bradford.
Bunions Bradford.
Yeah, the leader of the band said no. So as I said, we should do that.
Yeah.
We should have done that. But then we got a lot of breaks. We made a lot of breaks. And then I said, the leader's kind of not so smart. I need to leave. And so I started doing my own thing.
Session player and all that? Or?
Yeah, I did a little session playing. That's when I went and formed a small group playing in Torrance, California, small town. And Hippie came in. I'm on stage with my 2 guys, and he threw, I don't know if I can say this, but he threw joints on the stage. And said, hey man, I know Eric Burton. And he did know Eric Burden, but you hear it all the time. Say, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Next night, Eric Burden comes in to this
Wow.
little club and says, I want to sing the Eagles' Witchy Woman. I said, okay, I don't know it, but I faked it. And we played it, and then that's how I hooked up with Eric Burden.
Yeah, Alan played with the Eric Burden band, right?
Yeah.
That was after he left war and
Yes.
they split up or whatever you want to call it. They
Yeah.
went their own ways.
Yeah, they went their own ways, and that's how I got with Eric Burden. And that was my college of the music business. He took me to Europe, and I wrote some songs for him. And
How was the audience when you're touring with Isaac Hayes compared to the audience with Eric Burden? Was it the same or was it totally different?
Completely different audience. But I was more of a rock hippie, kind of like a Prince guy.
Yeah, you're more
Or Hendrix, so I'm more into rock. So I was the guitar player, and I just had a ball. It was just a three-piece band, so guitar, bass, and drums. When you only have three instruments, the guitar player has to work.
Yeah.
No chords, I had to play, and I loved it. And Eric had a ton of money, so I had the big amps and all the guitars I wanted. So again,
How long did you hang out with Eric?
I stayed with him maybe 3 or 4 years. And our management company, the same people that had war, they were, in the old days, the managers were kind of rough, kind of, hard to get your money,
Yeah.
And so
They made more than you guys.
a lot more. So Eric said, I gotta go. And I said, well, Eric, let's remain friends. But we split ways, and I haven't talked to him for years after that because he had such a hard time with them. And he kind of.
I hear about all that 70s, 60s.
Oh my God!
Everyone was getting ripped off.
Yeah, everybody was getting ripped off. When the people stopped, the Beatles started the white groups from not getting ripped off. You know how it helped the other side? The rappers. When the rap groups came in, they got their money.
Oh, yeah.
Well, who's gonna tell them no?
Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna tell the rappers no? It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Now, did you do any albums with Eric Burden?
I did an album called Sun Secrets, which I wrote that song. I did another one called Mirage, and I did another one called These Are the Men. And Eric was political in those days. These Are the Men were about the Native Americans, how their land was taken and all that. So we wrote a song called River of Blood. I wrote about 5 songs for him: Highway Mover, rock and roll songs, and political songs. I learned a lot from Eric.
Yeah, there's a lot of political songs at that time. Vietnam
Yes.
going on and all that.
Yeah.
Everyone against it. The younger generation, I guess, against it.
Right.
You didn't
War
have no service. You didn't do no.
No, I probably should have, but I was traveling around so much they never caught me.
They never found you.
They never found me. I was just telling my manager that, man, they never found me.
That's good. That's good. Who wants to go to war?
I know my brother did. It's rough when you go to war.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2 brothers that went to the service, but there was no war going on at the time.
My brother came back. He was very different. It took him about 2 years to come back to normal. The things you have to see and do. I don't think I could.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I never joined.
My manager says they probably would have put you on stage. You would have been singing anyway. So.
Well, did you do any tours for the soldiers?
No, actually, I didn't.
No?
I always wanted to, but I never got a chance. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a little political now that I'm a little older now.
Yeah.
And the world is so crazy.
Well, the United States is so crazy right now. I mean, there's just a lot of crazy stuff going on.
So I want to get a little political and help try to do some positive things. I'm writing a lot of songs for children, too.
Oh, that's good.
Because that's the future.
Yeah. That's definitely, hopefully it's a good future.
Oh, yeah. We want to keep the kids innocent,
Exactly.
As soon as we can.
Because we could be going down a road where, like the Roman Empire. I hate to say this, but it seems like we may be going down. I'm talking 50, 80, 100 years, but we may be on the downslope instead of the greatest country. The way the politicians are screaming at each other and all of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even. It's just like hate. Politicians just hate.
It's like, forget help the country. Let's just be. It's either my side or that side. It's horrible. It really hurts me to see it.
Back to the Roman Empire.
Exactly.
Caesar's gonna get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break right now, Elon, and then we'll come back. Okay. Hold on, people. We'll be right back.
Only with an attitude. Every Thursday night, Here on Radio Hollywood, the news round starting at 10 to 2 a.m. Pacific time. Find us on Facebook and like us.
This programming can be heard everywhere.
Checking this page.
Visit us online at radiobeliweb.org and click on the Listen option.
Eli, we're back. I'll play a song. I'll play a song.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you, Elon.
How you doing, everybody? Having a great time here with Elon.
I want Tony's hat. My wife's timing. As soon as we go off there, she texts me, "How's it going?" Right that moment.
Yeah, that's sort of how it goes, right?
I'm excited about this thing. I had all the music ready and everything. It's been updating for an hour already.
He's probably doing a big one. Is it connected to the Wi-Fi here?
Yeah. And I had New Breed music. I had some Cream City music.
You're still updating.
And I was bring my CDs. I don't need my CDs.
Because everybody's going to want to hear Rock and Roll Gangster.
Yeah, no, I don't even got on.
It's not on there?
I thought it would be out here.
I wonder if
I got it on my phone. I got it on my phone. I didn't think about that. I got it on my phone. Well, you know what? Do this.
I have it on my phone.
No, you know, I just, when you guys said phones.
Yeah, because you know what? Can you put your new ones on there too that fast?
No, I could do the new ones. I could do on the CD player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that on the CD player. I'm using it for the.
Can everybody hear him?
What?
Can you hear me? Can I hear you? You want me to talk? Hello, everybody. I'm doing an interview with Mr. Henry Lozano. I'm having a ball. Talking about this is the first time I'm playing the new CD Love Cruise on the air. So you're special to me, dude. This is a special thing for me. And Tony's sitting over there. So cool. And we could get some good vibes here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna come up here and do a show, and it's gonna be my little bass. And I'm happy about it. I'm really excited about it.
That'd be great. That'd be cool to come over here
I like the second part of this song right here.
Yeah, the part two.
Yeah, part 2 is just a trick.
I'm gonna play Please Give Me a Chance.
Oh my God.
My first song. I forgot I had them on my phone. I could have done this a long time ago. Nerves.
Too bad you can't go live on the phone so they can answer some questions. Ask questions.
Oh my God. Somebody. Big J. McNeely right there. And I got some Alon right now. I'm just trying to find the song that Alon wants to see. Let me turn you guys on. There you go. And there you go. You're on now. I was just about to get that on and let me see. It is. There you go.
Give me a chance. What's the name of the song?
Please give me a chance.
I know.
Alon Butler of Newport. That's what he said when he was 17 years old? 17.
I was no good, that I would leave you someday.
That's only gold.
But let me tell you, as long as time endures, I belong to no one else, be only yours. 'Cause baby, I love you. Girl, I place no one above you, and I want you by my side. I need you to be satisfied. Take a boy like me, a girl like you. Give me a chance, give me love. Please, baby. Got to give me a chance. I know that they told you I am a playboy, 'cause everybody thinks and entertains that way. But listen, to me you're like an angel from above, a thing of pure beauty, a girl to love. And baby, I love you. There's no one above you, and I want you by my side.
Sarah should be out there, and then
I need you.
Annabelle.
Okay.
Annabelle and her friends. What is
Sounds like they like it, this song.
this? That's a good song.
I'll give it back to all I need. Give it you. I need you. I need your love. Give me a
Well, there you go. Hey, Lon, what do you think about that, man?
Wow, that brings back memories I can't even explain.
I know. I'm just watching you, and I could tell you.
Oh my God, I could see myself in that studio in that song. It's incredible.
And how old you say was you were 17?
Maybe 16.
That's cool. I like that. That's a nice oldie style right there. I mean, you know, back then it wasn't oldie. It was but,
It was like up to date
yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah, that's the hip hop from the time. And then I got this one right here also. This one I like. This one is let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's listen. Let's listen.
Everybody's talking about this thing. It calls something.
That's yours, right?
If we can't be
Who's
in the
singing?
band,
Who's singing? That's me. Are you singing? Is that
That's
playing?
like James Brown.
Hey, well, everyone tells me that's James Brown. I know it.
And he is James Brown.
That's all I like this.
you wanna get loose. You wanna do the shit.
Sing a lady.
And look at that.
Oh my God. My mic's not on now, is it?
No, it's not. I got
That song. Hi, everybody. So they can hear this song?
Yes.
This is real.
Memories. Do you ever do any songs? I'll ask you on there. I don't want
Actually, no. I might have to because
this. I like this one.
yeah, this is like
This is jamming stuff. I'll play part two right on. After this one, I take a break, and then I'll play part two. And then we'll talk about
part two.
Yeah, and then part two.
Play your song. Let the
play it? Can I play it? That's James Brown. That's not Avon. Oh, no, it's Avon.
I've heard that. That's not you. That's me.
What, out there?
Yeah, they're coming in right
This is the new Breed band also.
now. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to download this song.
Getting Soul Part 1. I've been breaking up. I'll play Part 2 now.
Got a lot of good brass right there.
7 horns.
That's a big band.
Are you guys wearing the U-Haul?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
With the equipment, everything.
Oh my god.
Now more than ever, raising diverse voices.
Man, can you imagine making a mini movie about you? Going way back
Do
in
not
the day.
miss any of your favorite Radio Benito programs. Tune in using your smartphone by downloading the free applications, Public Radio Player for your iPhone, and TuneIn Radio for your Android phone. Everywhere you go, take Radio Benito with you.
Everybody, let me still with me. This is one of my old songs, my second song I wrote with my old band, the New Breed Band. It's bringing back so many memories, right? I can hardly stand it. Didn't make any money, but we had a lot of
Memories, man. That's good.
experience.
There was another one off that album also, right? Another one, I'm going to feel, but there was what was the other song called?
I didn't even remember this part two at all. I think we did the whole song about 8 minutes and they faded it out. They part two.
It doesn't sound like James Brown now.
It does.
I was telling Alan, I played it, and people said, that's James Brown, that's not Alan.
You know, we opened for James Brown in Milwaukee, and at the sound check, I'm gonna save this story for the day.
Yeah,
You say it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, you got to eat a lot of great pizza.
I know. And at the time, you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You're so young, you're just kind of going along and things are happening.
How old was James Brown at the time?
He was at his prime. He was, I don't know how old he was, but he was, oh my God, dancing and activity he was doing on stage.
I would have been cool to see him in concert. Yeah, but his prime, in his older age, his probably wasn't the same.
Right, in his prime, oh my God. You see the movie about him?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He just got to work for that.
You're going to get fined. That's how he got his damn discipline, especially on the dance routines.
Yeah.
Never. So Malon Butler and the New Breed Band right there, and Getting Soul Part 1 and 2. What do you think, Mr. Malon Butler?
Man, these memories are killing me. I tell you, those were some fun days.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that had been great. The teenagers and making some music like that were,
I know.
it just had been crazy times.
It was.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool to see you guys back then and in your beginning to see how it sounded. Cause I like that Getting Soul. That's Nice funky song right there.
It was nice. It was nice. And we transitioned from that James Brown look with the shiny suits and into the psychedelic look, where we all had. Some of us were Roman soldiers. I wore like an American flag glasses and the American flags. You remember the fringe, the leather vest,
yeah,
the fringes,
and the fur boots. And all.
yeah.
Hippie time. That's good. Well, we're on my break. When I was playing the song, you said you had a story, but you were going to wait till we got on the air. What's the story?
Oh, the story about James Brown. Yes. Okay. Milwaukee, of course, that's where I grew up. We got a chance to open for James Brown. And we're kids still. And we sounded like James Brown. So at the sound check, we're going to play James Brown songs. So Metro comes on and says, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute, young fella. You can't play Mr. Brown songs on Mr. Brown's show. It was just so funny that we even tried to do that. We didn't even, it was our act. We were James Brown.
So you guys do a lot of cover tunes back then? Or what?
Mostly cover tunes.
Mostly cover?
Yeah. We kind of did our own arrangements. And we were like an R&B band. They did a lot of the rock stuff. You know, we did stuff by Yes. And of course, Sly was like not really that R&B. Sly was a genius.
Yeah.
He was totally out there. You know, he got messed up with the wrong stuff. But he was a genius. We did Beatles songs and we did female songs. We were very unique.
That's cool. But with your own, you did the cover
with our own flair.
With your own flair. Yeah. That's cool.
Did you have did anybody film you at the time when you were?
Nothing.
No.
I have nothing.
Oh.
Only a couple of pictures. I had nothing on tape.
Wow.
That's the thing. You know, nowadays everyone has a phone and
Everything's
bam,
even now we're on
Facebook Live.
Live right now.
Hi everybody.
Facebook Live with Mr. Elon Butler in the house. And then there's another one off from the New Breed band. It's Gotta Be Something. Remember that one?
Oh my God.
You want to hear that one?
Yeah.
Let's take a listen to this one here.
I guess my fans can hear that. Hi everybody. This song Gotta Be Something.
Got a couple friends. Got a couple of Elon fans. Hey Sarah, I didn't see Sarah back there.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Excuse me.
Hello. This is Sarah. She helps me.
Bless you.
This is Anthony.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
This is Rosemary.
Pleasure. Hello, I'm
Fine.
Sarah.
She helps me answer phones. Everything just came in.
Bless
How you doing, brother? Where's Annabella?
She went to the rest.
Anthony.
Moses Atkins, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Sarah, you remember Moises? Yeah. That's Elon.
Yeah.
That's Moises. Hello, Annabelle.
Come on in and
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Hi.
How you doing? How you
Good.
doing?
How are you?
Good.
How are you?
Moses, you're from the Bible. What's so beautiful?
Yeah, it is. I can't mark the Red Sea though, man.
You never know. Have you ever tried?
give it a try. Give it a try.
Stand by. There you go. What do you think about that one, Elon?
I had totally forgotten about that song.
Wait, you don't sit there. Do you like listening to yourself? Or
Actually, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
But you just don't listen to old stuff.
I don't. I'm so into right. I'm just the ultimate writer. So I'm always writing something new at all times. So I'm always going forward. So
instead of.
I don't go back that much.
How about me? I don't know if you got grandkids and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do.
Do you show them, play them this old stuff? Or?
Well, I have a granddaughter right now that is quite talented. She has the family talent, and she's 9 now, but I'm bringing her along. I'm working on a little children's show. Like I said, I want to help the kids. I want to go for the youth. So I'm bringing her along, and I'm doing all these girl power, positive songs for her.
That's good. That's good.
And I play her all my music, and I play her. I write songs for her, and I sing it like a girl for her.
That's a good grandpa.
Exactly. I say, learn this song. And to her right now, it's like, well, oh, grandpa, I have to say, yes, you do. You know, I don't want to be like Joe Jackson.
Oh, man.
So I have to do it kind of, come on, Annie, you can sing, you know. But I'm really proud of her, and I hope I can get her to get in the business.
She likes music and all that.
Yeah, she's a natural. She wakes up singing, dancing, you know, she's just natural, like I was.
Yeah,
I was
fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. You know, it runs in the family.
I got a son.
Yeah, I read about your son also.
Yeah, and he just got a big contract with Atlantic Records.
Wow.
But he's rock and roll, right?
He's all hard rock and roll.
Hard rock and roll.
But no love songs. Though. He used to do. He's all political now. He's like, I want to help the world, Dad. I'm not gonna say I love you for the club. And I said, no record company is gonna want you like that. And I was wrong. Mm-hmm. He traveled around for 15 years with a group called Let Live with this music that goes like this.
Hardcore thrash metal.
Exactly. But then when you read the words, they're talking about child abuse and the good stuff. Let's help the kids and all. And so Blink 182, I don't know if you know of it, but they want the drummer from them followed him around a while, picked him up, hooked him up with the old Backstreet Boys manager, and they went to it. Atlantic and Sony both bid it for him. And he said, I'm not going to do pop music. I said, you're not going to get a deal. And he got a big deal. He said, do whatever you want. So,
now, when he came to you and says, hey, Dad, I want to be a rock star, what do you tell him?
I said, look, I'm going to make you like Justin Bieber, and I'm going to write commercials. I'm going to make you commercial stuff, and you're going to be famous. He said, I can't do it, Pops. And I said, okay, he's a purist in his own way. I didn't try to force him, but he could be filthy rich right now. But he did his own way. He's quite happy. He's his own artist. And so.
But you're cool with it when he came up to you and after you've done the touring and all that, you got no problem with
it. It happened for him almost identically as it happened for me. I'm walking home from high school and I hear a guy in the garage playing drums, and maybe 14. And I go in there, and there's him and his brother, and they're making a band. I say, I got a guitar. Go get my guitar, and we make a band. My son, the same thing happened to him. He's a drummer. Like 20 years later, he goes in and he starts a band, and they go on their way, high school, just like my story. So I'm going, it's like God is showing me, I believe in God a lot. I really believe in the power, and if you do good, you get good. And if you put your head down and work, and do something you love, and you don't think about the money that will come, it's going to come. Yeah, that's my belief.
Right.
That's good. How about when you started out? How were your parents? What did they think of you?
My father is so cool, because most parents are, you're going to be a musician. Yeah. But he knew. I mean, from the moment I could talk, every Christmas I got the little crank-up guitar. I get the next guitar. And I just had guitars. He knew.
Now, how old were you when you started playing good enough where you're actually playing?
Maybe 13, 14. My brother was 18 when I was 14, and he had friends in bands. And so I'm sitting in the bedroom playing by myself, and they go, this kid can play? So I would pretend to be 18 and go play with my brothers and say, keep your head down, kid, put on that hat. So that's how I started. But my dad never, he didn't, because he was a saxophone player.
Oh, he was a musician also.
But my mother I never saw him play. I said, where's your sax, Dad? He said, your mother said, if you want to marry me, you can't be a musician. So she didn't let him do it, but he let me do it. It's like me. If it's in there, do what you want. I believe you're supposed to do what you feel.
And you just got to support him.
Right. Now, if you have no talent, you got to.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you never picked up a guitar in your life, it's not going to be a rock star tomorrow.
I have 4 grandkids, and 2 of them have talent, and 2 of them don't. The one who has no talent, you can't stay on the. Oh, I hope you don't see you. You can't stay on the beat or anything. He wants to do it so bad. Grandpa, let me have your guitar. I got a bunch of guitars and Grandpa, give me a guitar. And he honestly thinks it sounds good.
How old?
How old is he? Like 6 now.
6.
Still got time. Still
Yeah,
got
he
time.
got time.
You got time.
Yeah, he is.
Do you play guitar daily or not as much?
I play a lot.
Play a lot?
I play a lot because I have to play to write, and I write all the time.
Oh, okay.
They have a studio in the house, so
That's nice.
that's my world.
Yeah, that's your world, that's your life, and yeah, that's cool. You start from 16, 17 to now, and still doing it, still writing music,
and it's like I just love it. I honestly, I can't even explain how much I enjoy it.
Now, what do you love? Do you love writing the music, or do you like when you go in public, or I mean, what's the best part of being a musician?
Kind of equal to me. The most thing that touches my heart is to come up with an idea, and then the time it takes to make it come into reality, and then you come up with something in your mind, and then it comes out as a song, and then other people hear it and like it.
Yeah,
it's like,
good feeling.
I'm done. You know? It's just the best feeling in the world. I can't even explain it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we can take another break real quick, Elon, then we'll come back with some more Elon. Mr. Elon Butler, the rock and roll gangster here in the house of Radio Believers. Oldies but goodies, and we'll be right back.
I'm talking my head off. Am I off? I'm off, right?
Yeah.
I am talking my head off.
Oh, that's good. That's
All right. You're humble. You're good.
Tune in every Thursday night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific time.
Battery
With your host, Mr. Henry Lozano, playing your favorite old school jam and those creeping classics, KSJV on 91.5 FM, Radio Believers.
Want me to bring it from your car for you?
This?
You got a charger in the car? But it's a car charger.
Yeah.
Find, like, and share us on Facebook.com. /Radio Bilingüe.
Then we'll start talking about that.
Rock and roll. Good evening, everyone. We're here with Radio Bilingüe, 91.5. Tune in. Sitting with Mr. Butler.
We're watching Prince. It was on TV, right? And my boyfriend's like, man, he sounds like Prince. Like, we're listening to do at the same after the movie was done. And we're like, man, you sound like him.
I've always felt that.
Yeah?
I always felt it's like my brother or something. I always felt like that too. You know, it's so funny. I wrote a song once called Purple. It's about everybody in the world's the same color.
Right.
And we're all purple. And I never released it. And then the next few months, maybe 6 months, he comes out with Purple Rain. I said, that's something what's going on. How does this happen?
Connection right there.
Yeah, I never even met the guy, but I always, felt some kind of connection.
Universal connection. Man.
Well, this is a little deep what I'm about to say, but I think when you're writing and all that creativity, there's an area where you go to get it, and other people that write go to that same place. It's up there with God and all that stuff. And so it's kind of connected up there.
Yeah, it's almost like a Fifth Element.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You have those numbers? So text them.
Oh,
It
it says, tell Henry I need his email.
Henry Lozano 559. My computer decided to update.
Oh.
Updated since 9:30.
You really wanted an update.
I don't know. It's embarrassing. To tell you the truth.
I know the feeling.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm ready.
I know what you mean.
Look. Hey, what's up? Eat Okay.
Share the video.
I can do by him. Oh, this one right there.
Okay. I got a few on my phone too. Yeah, send it to me.
Might be
Unless
like
they have an
that.
extension cord around here, you could. What kind of she's trying to get in her spot to charge her phone.
There's one here, and then there's one over there. There's a closer one here.
There's a closer one over here, Rosie. Right there on the wall, right there. One there. Ready to go?
Some Alon Cream City right there. Off the self-titled album, Cream City. Let's talk about that one, Alon. When, from Eric Burden was, what year was that when you guys went your separate ways?
This started right after Eric and I split up when we went our separate ways. I had traveled around with him, and he was with Capitol Records at the time. And it usually works out like this. The second guy in the band, the record companies go, we want to give you a deal. So I had a couple, Capitol and a couple other companies, and Clive Davis. And they saw me with Eric, and they wanted to give me a deal. And so I said, okay, so I need to write some music, so I'll have something to do for the record companies. And I wrote everything, Rock and Roll Gangster, all the songs except that one, Cream City.
Oh, no.
Clive Davis says, I love you, I need a commercial hit. And that's a commercial.
Yeah.
That's my commercial. I went on, and it's like that for me. I went home and said, okay, I'll do this. And when I brought him that, he said, okay, you got a deal. And that's why I wrote that song.
And that's how you got the name of the album also?
In those days,
what was first, the name of the album or the song?
That was the name. I wanted the concept. I said, once I came up with the name, I said, that should be the name. You seen the cover? With the cartoon?
Yes.
And it's like Cream City is really kind of a lustful, sexual kind of thing. That's what
Las Vegas.
That's what it was. And in those days, I was a little,
Yeah.
We all were.
That's
back in the day.
Exactly.
Right?
So what year would the Cream City come out? That was
78 or 79.
the end of the disco years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, how big was the band then? Was it a big band? Like
Small band.
Small?
4 pieces.
That's
Guitar, keyboards, bass, and drums. And it was a great band because we all sang, and I just loved that band. I had a Latino keyboard player who played on every one of these songs, and I wish I could find him now. I'm looking for him, named Luis Cabasa. And he's in Texas now, but I'm looking for him. This guy, he just was amazing. I said, how did you learn to play like this? He said, well, my mother made me take piano lessons from like 6 on. And all the great players, especially keyboard players, they start as kids. And this guy could sit down and play for hours and hours and just play any type of song, and that was my guy. And I would say, okay, I'm writing this song, and then when you give it to a good musician, they play it back for you, it's better than you have in your mind.
Right.
It comes out and says, oh yeah. So the collaboration between the writer and the musician.
Oops, sorry about that.
I'm looking, and I just found a new band called Isby that I'm going to start working with, and I got a feeling that I'm going to get that same thing with them. They've been working with they've been working with somebody else, but I saw them. I said, I want a band just like that. And then I don't know how this happened. God has just taken care of me these days. I'll tell you, and in a few months, we cooked up together. I said, I want a band like that. I ended up having dinner.
Wow.
So 40 years later, I come back.
Right?
Isn't this weird?
Yeah.
To me, it's just blowing my mind. It really is.
It's a real great feeling, ain't it?
Well, like all the guys from Cream City, that's what you're based in LA by this time, right?
Right.
All these guys are LA musicians.
Yeah, LA music. Well, the keyboard player was a Texas guy, and the bass player knew him from a rock band that they were playing with. And he said, man, I got the greatest keyboard player. I said, okay, let's see him. And he came in, and he was just fantastic. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Now those guys go on.
They all went their separate ways. Most, let me see, one of them has passed away. Everybody kind of went their separate ways. Yeah.
And Cream City was just one album, right?
It was the one album, and my management company, the same people that had War, just were driving me crazy. You know, just so. I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't want to get assassinated. But they were just so rough. But then I wasn't ready and calm, and I was crazy too. You know, I'm wild. Hey, my ego was. I'm humble now. My ego was out there. You know, you're famous. You're young. You know, and so they were really not doing me properly, but I didn't know it. They said, look, we're gonna buy you a car. We're gonna do this, that, and so they'll give you $5,000 when they got $100,000 of your money, and they know how to keep you calm, though. You know, get them a new car. Oh yeah. When they're making the big money, and when I realized that, I left the business for a while.
Well, Cream City, it charted, right? It was in the top 100.
I was on my way. I had Clive Davis. I was on my way. I was opening for Marvin Gaye, the big act. I was on my way. And it's so funny, I knew it, and other people, I just knew it. I said, I'm on my way. And then I was telling my manager this on the way up here. I was on my way up, and I was super unhappy. It's weird. That's something you work for all your life. Yeah. And I was unhappy because I shouldn't keep saying this, but I keep talking about God, because I wasn't all in tune with when you're in tune with God, you're kind of in tune with yourself. God's inside of you, really. Yeah. So I wasn't in tune, and I'm saying, why am I unhappy? And then I got married, had kids, and I was in order to get where I wanted to go, I couldn't take care of my family. I could send them money, but I couldn't watch them grow up. Right. So I stopped. I said, I quit, and I raised my family, and then I found happiness. From that, it's so funny. And my dad tells me, I know you think you're going to quit, but you're going to gravitate back to it because it's in your blood. I said, I hate this business. I'll play in church or something. Yeah. And which I never did, and he was right. I just gravitated back. Thump Records bought Cream City from Gold and Goldstein, my managers, and the guy at Thump Records called me and said, they just bought your record for so-and-so $1,000. Did you get it? I said, no. But then he said, we got a bunch of concerts for you. And then that's how it just came back.
How far between after Cream City came out?
Oh my God, 15 years, maybe longer. You know?
So Cream City came out, and then after it was all done, you just...
I can't believe I went to work in 7-Eleven, Fat Burger, went to college, became an accountant. Can you see he is an accountant? But my wife said, look, we got to have some money, honey. Look at the paper. Look at all these extra accountants. So I did that for a while. I hated it. I was unhappy because I wasn't that great at it. I was good enough to have a job, but if I was doing I'm the master of music. So I was kind of unhappy, but I was happy to see the family grow up.
But were you writing songs and stuff like that?
I was always writing.
Always writing?
Always writing. So one day, I say, even if I don't do anything, I had to keep writing.
Now, like songs you've written back at that time, did you ever do anything with them now?
I'm still pulling them out now and upgrading them. You know, a writer, the guys like me, I got maybe 30 songs in the can, just waiting. I got another 2 albums I'm working on right now, and I got the kids thing, so.
You're a busy man.
In my brain, in my mind. Right. In my mind, I'm busy, And now my manager's going to help me sell the stuff.
That's good. And one of the big songs off of Cream City, your iconic song, the Rock and Roll Gangster. Now you became the Rock and Roll Gangster.
I became the Rock and Roll Gangster.
You wrote that one?
Yeah, I wrote every note of that.
That's like iconic song. I'm gonna play it, but in about 2 minutes I gotta take a break. So let's talk about the Rock and Roll Gangster. What was? We just came up with it, or what? It had anything to do with anything?
Writers, something triggers a writer. I heard Steve Miller had a song called they called me the Space Cowboy. They called me the Gangster. When I heard that word Gangster of Love, it triggered something. And I was a rock and roll guitar player, and it just triggered that title to me. And I said, I'm a gangster. I never knew it was going to catch on like it did. I just wrote from my heart, you know. And that's how I came up with the title.
Well, of Cream City, what was the biggest hit? Was it that one? Or
That's the biggest hit.
That's the biggest hit. The other ones.
Well, yeah, I think the other ones. I think I had a lot of good songs. You should listen to this song, Stephen Bain's "Electric Train" on there. Oh my God, the words, man.
It's trippy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I can't even explain it, but it's just. But I like all the songs. To me, everyone's a hit. But the
those are your babies.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. These are my children. I made these. So be nice to me. I won't even play my songs for most people. You know, I'm playing for. I just won't. I don't want to. I just won't. You know, until they're done. And so it has to be perfect.
Well, we got about 15 seconds, and that's going to go into my ID, station ID. You guys are listening to Mr. Elon Butler here at the Oldies But Goodies with Henry Lozano. I'm going to take this break and come back with the Rock and Roll Gangster right after this.
California, KSJB, Fresno,
I'm off, right?
Yeah.
I am talking too much.
No.
You're doing good, man. Are you enjoying yourself, though?
I'm a ball.
Right?
I was real happy because this is the first time I worked on this record for so long. And it's finally out. This is my first. It's like a baby's being born.
Now, which ones do you want to hit on here first?
Love Cruise, right?
Yeah. What songs do you want to? In what order?
I do Love Cruise and then Riding Along. Those are the two major ones.
And then the last one, Pocket Full of Tears.
She loves Pocket Full of Tears.
That's a good one.
Oh, you heard it? I love it.
Rio Grande City, Washington, KSVR Mount Vernon, KSVU Hamilton.
You heard Pocket Full of Tears?
Really? Thank you for tuning in to Radio Bilingüe.
I'm not.
We're here with Mr. Butler and his crew.
I go.
I read that they use this on video games and get back some water. What? It says that they put it in video games and movies. Do you get kickbacks from all that stuff?
I did a little bit, but not as much. It's hard to keep track of it, you know.
So who owns the rights to the songs, to the words?
I don't own the rights to Rock and Roll Gangster. I just own I own the writer's portion. But there's the other portion, the publishing. And Golden Goldstein got that. We're getting on a plane to go to Europe. Come here, Secretary Graham. Come here, sign this. Oh, right as you're running on a plane. You're 18 years old. Sign your rights away.
Yeah, because you're just used to do this. Okay.
Yeah, right. And you don't
The obedience at a young age.
Yeah, exactly. You're not even thinking about
you
it.
become obedient.
Right. And I'm out there by myself.
You want
I just want to get to that stage and sing. Yes. Now I'd like to make some money.
Right.
Now it's a business. But still, if people, my manager and my wife hate me and say this, I would do this if I didn't get paid. I love this. It's what I do.
Why it's like what I say when I go out DJing or I come here and my friends say, "Are you a volunteer? You don't get paid." I say, "You know why? Because I love my job."
Yeah. You're not working.
I
You
love my job, man.
You're not working.
Yeah, you love, I'm an entertainer.
This is my escape for 4 hours.
I know it.
Okay, work, just get back and play some movies on
Oh, yeah. Same time.
Music goes into your soul.
Yeah, and you're sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
And some of those people, like we do it, like you go read a letter from somebody behind the great walls, and that's the music to escape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and then there's words in there, and they're like,
I'm getting ready to go do some concerts to those people.
Oh, right on.
You know, that's what I want to do. I just want to give some stuff back. There are people like us, you know. You never know what somebody's story is, why they ended up there. You know?
And then the footwork that goes with that, you know, you're able to express and then relate to and then show and teach. You know, your experience speaks for others.
Exactly.
You know, and to be able to relate that and bring that down.
Exactly. Because, you know, whatever you give back, whatever you give, you're going to get back.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
So you try to give out
That's
good.
my saying. You treat life as good as you want it to be. Yeah.
That's what I try to teach my children.
What happened?
Someone called me.
What
You know why? Because they're not answering the phone on the thing. Don't be giving your phone out, man.
September, what did you say? September 14th?
Oh, said shout out to Lola Molina.
There's the rock and roll gangster right there in the background. The rock and roll gangster right here in the studio live, people. Mr. Elon Butler.
Wow, I am talking so much.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good. Listen, because it's a learning experience for us, and you know, to hear how you got to point A to point B, and just the memories. I mean, we just hear the music. We don't hear what went into the music. All that. And like this. This is rock and roll gangster iconic. And you ask anyone, you know rock and roll gangster. Oh, I know that song.
I know. It blows my mind that happens right there.
And you know, I mean, you still hear it played today. And how many years you said it was? What?
Oh my God, 78.
78. I don't know the math. It's a lot. And it's like brand new. I mean, people will still listen to it. And youngsters, from young to old,
that is what I like so much in my shows. You see the little kids up to 80 years old and all in between. And the parents turn them on to this music. And that's what I love about Hispanic people. They kept this music alive. And I mean this from my heart. You know, all the good R&B music, they keep it alive. I mean,
yeah, because you don't hear. I mean, there's oldie stations now, but it's, you know, the lowrider lifestyle, the homeboys and all that. That's kept the oldies going, and kept new music like this going. And you just like doing the show right now. I'm on Facebook and all that, and there's a lot of people know that. I posted that you were coming in. I know there's a lot of people listening. A lot of people tuned in to want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I hope I don't come across
No, definitely not.
I am so quiet. Yeah.
I was worried. I'm going to come in here and I'm not going to know what to say. And no, that's good. That's good to hear the memories. And so, like you said, Cream City done. You're done. And how many years you said that you went?
Over 15, maybe 15, 17 years.
And then you started. Well, you said you were saying on the break that Thump Records
bought the rights to re-release the record. And luckily, Bill Walker, who runs Thump Records, had my number and called me and said, "We just bought the rights to your record. You want to do some shows?" I said, "Wow!" I'm sitting in my accountant office. Oh, wow! And it's so strange when you're the regular guy. Yeah, exactly. And I felt myself go into that auditorium and and I felt my body change. I just went back. It was just a strange. You kind of went on the data again. It's the strangest feeling.
Were you nervous when you went back?
I was just happy.
Natural. It was natural.
I'm back. I've been doing it since a kid. It's like driving to a guy like me because I love it, and I'm not bragging, but I'm a master. I've mastered it. It's what I do.
Now they say after 10,000 hours,
I've mastered it. So I enjoy it. So every time I do, and I'll tell you the mark of a really good artist. Every time you do a song, it's never the same. And maybe it seem the same. You always do something different. The guy who does a song exactly the same every time, that's not. No, I don't put anybody down, but that's not. There's that guy, and then there's the guy who is changed every time. It's changed all the time. I have a friend who played with the Eagles a lot. He said every night they must play every single note exactly the same as the record. That, and they sound good as heck doing it. But to me, that's boring as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, let's stretch it out. Let's
Right.
come on, give them something different with it. You know,
Put some pizzazz.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
it's like if you do it the same every night, it's like work. And you do
Exactly.
it a little mixing up, it's pleasure.
Exactly.
It's fun.
And the audience feels that. That's something they may not know it's something new, but they feel that spark that you feel. That spark goes out to them too.
I was say, wow, he played it for us this way in our city and stuff like that. And so, did you start touring with oldies tours after Thump picked it
I
up?
started going with Art Laveau, and people started calling me. And
how long did you do that for?
I did it for maybe 10 years now. I've been doing it, and that's it. Need some new songs, you know, because most guys at my age don't write as like I do, you know. So I said I need new stuff, and I like to write. So hopefully, Lord, please let people hear this music. I want this music heard.
Yeah, well, speaking of new music, Elon's Love Cruise, and Elon's telling me first time played on the radio.
It is the first time.
All right, everybody, you're all for a treat.
Yeah, you guys, so get ready, people. You heard it here on Robert Belinda's Oldies But Goodies. Elon, and I'm going to play the title track.
Thank you.
Love Cruise. Let's check it out. It's ready right here. Here's Elon, Love Cruise.
Okay. Elon. Everybody wants to hear it. Everybody wants to hear it.
In the studio? Gary, can you turn it up in here? Yeah. Give me the feeling.
I love these new speakers in here. Great.
On a cruise, on a ship, on the sea. I'm asking for years. Come with me, come with me, come with me, come with me. Do you, baby, wanna love cruise on a cruise? 'Cause the feeling is right. We'll be leaving tonight. Together, do you, baby, wanna love cruise on a cruise? Leave it all run away. Come with me, we can stay forever. Just for one moment. Imagine the fun we could have on a tropical island. You and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Under the moonlight, drinking the sweet, sweet wine, tasting the flavors of love. Do you, baby, wanna love cruise on a cruise? 'Cause the feeling is right. We'll be leaving tonight. Together, baby. Do you, baby, wanna love cruise on a cruise? Come with me, we can stay forever, ever, 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 do you, baby, wanna love cruise on a cruise?
Some new Alon Butler right there. Love Cruise. Off the self-titled album, Love Cruise. That sounded good. You know, people might have the mics off and we're listening to the song. Alon Butler was giving us a concert right here. He was singing along. It sounded good, man. It sounded really good.
I don't think I'll ever do this again. You get the special Alon right
here. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much, man. It's an honor. It's an honor. Come down. You get they drove down or drove up, I should say, from Los Angeles to come here to Fresno to hang out.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you did, man. And this new one, it's out already, or is it going to come out?
It's coming out. Actually, it'll be out December 17th. So it's done. It's ready, but that's the release.
Oh, the release date, yeah. Albums are hard to release nowadays.
I know.
And are you gonna release singles or?
Probably that song and one more, Riding Low.
Right on. Let me take a break and we'll come back with Riding Low. Okay. Off Alon's new album, Love Cruise. We'll take a break right here and come back with Riding Low.
Please book the Latitude every Thursday night here on Radio Bilingüe with Mr. Henry Lozano, starting at 10 to 2 a.m. Pacific Time. Find us on Facebook and like us.
Now there are many who will swear it's true that
Stupid thing. Let's just restart it for the last time, I think.
Radio Bilingüe's programming can be heard everywhere. Visit us online at radiobilingüe.org and click on the Listen option.
That's 9:30. Okay.
Okay. Do you mind if we take a couple of pictures really quickly? You want to do it? I got my camera too. Yeah. One more bit. Here, Anna. I'm sorry.
Somebody told me.
Ready? 1, 2. That's good right there. Good picture. Thank you. God bless you.
See where we can
You want to take pictures? You got them all.
You killed me. This is a new song. Can't wait for you guys to really get a chance to listen to it.
She came out with the.
Oh, she got the big
Just take a picture real quick, Ayla.
Back up a little bit.
I know. She's gonna get every blemish and everything.
Okay, ready? We'll do this way. 1, 2.
Come on, Johnny.
All right. This is Alon right here, buddy. This is the band right here. You ready? 1, 2. I'm talking about.
Come on, Paul. Stand up.
Okay. 1, 2. Alright. Okay, my turn.
Come on, man.
De aquí de arriba. Let me take off my glasses so they glare. There you go. Awesome. Thank you. Come on with those. Yeah. Want to do it with yours? I'm Sarah. No, I'm Sarah.
might know dance, which I don't know yet.
Yeah, right? Yeah, this is like awesome. Check me out, like, you it? Yeah. Real sweet. My wife goes, are you gonna be able to get up in the morning and go to work? Put a couple of shots, yeah. Put a couple of shots of coffee in there. I'll be all right.
Did this song for the lowriders.
Phelan Butler right there, riding low right here on Brother Believers Oldies but Goodies, and with Miss Phelan right here in the studio. Good track right there, Phelan. Good track.
Thank you.
And that one for the lowriders, right?
That's for the lowriders. That's for the lowriders.
And you just, what you just decide to come up with that one? What's the story?
Actually, myself, my manager were talking. We said we got a good album, but she says, if we had something for the lowriders.
And your sound engineer.
I got this song, and I came up with the title. And she goes, that's it. And then,
How long does it take you to write a song? Is it days? Because you hear some people say they do it in 15 minutes.
It's quick to start. I get the music, I get the groove, and then you get the meaning, I get the title, then you got to hone in on, you got to have the words. To me, I have to have, of course they have to rhyme, but they got to mean something. You want to tell a story, so that takes a couple of days.
That takes a while.
It takes a while. I've been doing it for so long, it would take a couple of weeks. Now it takes a couple of days, but the concentration is intense.
Now, do you write the words first or the music first?
I usually get the music. I get the overall meaning, like rock and roll gangster. Then the musical kind of come, and then the words last. Words to me always come last. So overall, music and the words.
And the words fill in the...
Yeah. And I want everything to make sense. I want it to rhyme. I want correct English. I don't want to put out ain't and all of this. I really do try to have correct English too.
Let's see. Your manager was saying "Pocket Full of Tears." Was that like love ballad or?
That's a love ballad for the ladies.
How'd you come up with this? Do you ever write any music for a song for your wife or?
Most of the love songs are for my wife.
Yeah. And what did she? Oh yeah. And how does she feel when you write a song?
She pretends that it's no big deal, but she knows.
Or it could be the what did you do now? Why are you writing me this song now? What you do?
And it's so funny. Sometimes I'll buy flowers, and not her, but the women in the store. I hear behind me.
Right. It's automatic.
What did he do now?
Yeah, they always think we do something wrong.
Yeah, but I write the love songs for her.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. How many years have you guys been together?
We've been together only 10 years,
10 years.
But it seems like a lot longer. We're just so close.
You gotta watch how you say
I know.
You gotta word it right, guys.
Wait till you get home, huh?
I had to calm down to, you gotta give respect. You can't. Your wife's not your slave.
No. Equal partner.
Yeah, and when I was younger, do what I want, because I'm a man and I'm an artist, and this big old ego. So it's hard, man.
It's hard.
Hard.
Keep you humble.
Yeah. Now she keeps me humble. Take out the trash.
And they don't forget either.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh no. You said this to me 7 years and 3 months ago.
Right? And you had this black shirt on. And you had this head on.
Exactly.
Well, let's listen to this one. Full of Tears off the new album, Love Cruise, Elon Butler. Check it out.
to Cherie.
Lovely lady standing in the rain. Baby, stop your crying. Love will come again. I know you're feeling lonely and blue, but if you take a look around, you'll see there's others crying too. Just look at me, and you'll see I got a pocket full of tears. Baby, you feel so lonely, and just like you, I'm feeling lonely too. I've got a pocket full of tears. Baby, I love you only. So baby, stop this pain.
Do you invite people?
I was just doing that, but I don't know how to do it. See?
Invite right there.
Our love is such a serious thing.
You start inviting them.
I took it all for granted, thought it was a game. And now I can't believe that it's true, that I am sleeping all alone with no one to call back home. I made you cry, you said goodbye, and now I got a pocket full of tears. Baby, you feel so lonely, and just like you, I'm feeling lonely too. I got a pocket full of tears. Baby, I love you only. So baby, stop this pain. And be mine
Song.
I got a pocket full of tears. Baby, I feel so lonely. It's like you. I'm feeling lonely too. I got a pocket full of tears. Baby, I love you only. So baby, stop this pain. And be mine again. Yeah, yeah, I got a pocket. I've got a pocket full of tears. Baby, I was thinking the same thing. So baby, stop this pain. I'm begging, begging.
Pocket full of tears.
Snap. Pocket full of tears. Elon's Love Cruise. That's an instant classic right there.
What, this song here?
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I can taste.
That's Rosemary's choice.
Yeah.
Rosemary's behind the scenes.
Very well.
She said not to mention her. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's a winner right there.
You
like it too?
I like that a
Oh,
lot.
I got
That got me right there. I was like, I started listening to the words and the
Yeah.
rhythm.
Yes.
You know.
That's an instant classic.
Oh yeah, right there, off the bat.
That's something you're gonna hear on Radio Bilingue quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're probably gonna request
Yeah.
that one.
No.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
just
is.
try right off
Dedication.
the bat.
That's
Because we have a lot of listeners that are incarcerated, and they write in and we keep the families connected through
Oh, that
mail
is
dedications.
cool.
Yeah,
That's what Art Laboe does.
yeah, yeah. And we get a lot of listeners. I know a lot of people are tuned in listening to some new Elon right here on Radio Bilingüe. Okay. What other song on this one is one of your favorites?
Let me see. I like them all. Well, my sound engineer, I wanted to say, his name is Phil, and he actually can help me come up with the idea for writing love. But let me play his. He has a favorite that I like too, and this is a completely different flavor. It's called Something Special Tonight.
Something Special Tonight. What kind of music do you like?
I like R&B mixed with Latino. I like the acoustic guitar and I like
rock and roll.
So much. It's just a little loud and
yeah, it's crazy right now.
I'm a little older now. I like that inner feeling,
Yeah, like that song.
Like that.
We like the smooth jam.
Yeah, smooth.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, if you could see anyone of your choice now, who would you want to see? Of new people, not people that are gone.
Of the new guys?
Yeah.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Oh my God.
That
was what I was like. I had another guy who used to manage me say, "Have you seen Bruno Mars? He must have saw you 20 years ago." I mean, that was me. That was me. So it just keeps going around. There'll be another little one of him in a few years.
It's hard now because I got nothing against rap, but it's.
I don't want to hurt it. I'm not going to say anything.
Hey, okay, I'm going to be quiet too.
I don't want. I think that music has hurt the country, a lot of it. Now there's the rhythms and some of the stuff that's not so dirty. But when you're talking about the B word and the profanity and all that, I don't think I really shouldn't say that. But I don't.
Do you know if there's any rap songs that's sampled your music?
I don't think I haven't heard any. Maybe they know all.
I bet you somewhere out there. I bet you somewhere out there, rock and roll gangster is sampled.
Mr. Capone is a All-Star. And on that Lord Side Gangster, just like rock and roll gangster.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta look up that.
Yeah, look that up.
Yeah. Mr. Capone.
Mr. Capone.
Well, it's just you said your engineer? Was this song?
Phil Reyes. He loves Something Special Tonight. And we want to give a special shout out to Phil because we love him, man. He's a great sound engineer.
This one's for you, Phil. Right here. Something Special Tonight.
Wanna tell you a story about a pretty girl I knew really well. She whispered in my ear, if I kiss you special, don't you tell.
Thank you for tuning in to Radio Bilingüe 91.5. Right here with Mr. Butler.
I feel. All I feel.
I just can't cry.
I played it. He heard me say that. I played this for you. We know you love this song.
If you're feeling lucky, you're right.
I'll do my next concert for free. Just joking.
Oh, well, I'm there. I'm there. Can you email me that date?
That's right.
Yeah, we're looking around. We're gonna find a. We're gonna do a show here soon. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's right. She said, now lately I've been feeling crazy. I want to get it on like never before. So come on. And when I turn it up, I guarantee you will be begging for more. Please, baby, dance a little while in the moonlight. Then rock a love and be ready to scream. I'm gonna give you something even better than your wildest dream. She said, oh, actually, I turned up last time I turned up was Sunday night. And I was doing my life. Cause I'm gonna give you something special tonight. That's right.
Kind of Santana.
That's the influence. That's where I got it from.
That's right.
Yeah, I played. He let me play with him one night. He was so cool. The guys who played on my record, Cream City, knew him, and so he said, "Elon loves you." And I talked to him. I said, "Come on, just you know me from Adam. Come on, play big something." I don't even remember where. I think it was in Seattle. Love me. I played guitar with Santana Carlos. I said, "Oh man, dude, I don't even have that on the tape anymore."
Oh,
isn't that something?
yeah, but it's right here though.
Yeah, it's right here.
I said back in the day there was no cameras, no phones.
Something special tonight.
That's
right. Ooh, something special tonight. That's right. Gonna give you something special tonight. That's right. Ooh, something special tonight. This make a special day. Gonna give you something special tonight. That's right.
Something special tonight. Gonna have to fill, right? From Mr. Elon Butler. Dedicated to you.
You're loving that one right there.
Yeah. That's a good little jam. That's a little Santana flavor,
Yes.
little Latin flavor right there.
Yes.
Tell you if you want to tell your story about hanging out with Santana, with Carlos.
Oh yeah, I was on tour when I had first put the record Cream City out, and Eros had put us on with. I was opening for a lot of people, and one night I got to open for Carlos Santana, and my drummer and the bass player knew Carlos, and so we were in Seattle, and they told him how much I really loved his music, and they told him, and he was just the coolest dude. He said, "You want to play?" I think he saw my opening, so he knew I could play. He wasn't silly, but he said, "You want to play with me?" I said, he plugged me in. I played Evil Ways. I played guitar on Evil Ways. I just can't believe he did that. But some guys are really cool.
Yeah, I was really guy, but he seems like
he's very down to earth.
Yeah, I was gonna say down to earth.
He's down to earth. You know, he had his crazy days too. We talked. He said, but
Woodstock.
He told me. I mentioned. I said, "How did you like playing Woodstock?" He said, "I almost don't remember it." You know, so we were all
right.
So everyone was.
Exactly.
Did you ever hang out? I mean, I didn't even go to Woodstock, but did you ever want to go to Woodstock back then? Or?
Milwaukee. We flipped a coin. We went to see Sly. Sly went crazy then. He came out at 1 o'clock and was so drunk he couldn't even sing. He sang like maybe 1 or 2 songs, and I'm going, "Oh my God, I miss Hendrix for this." It was so, but it was just sad that he let. Tribute stand, and he had a stand in the end called "Stand," and I just wrote a song called "Stand Up," and it's about the political times of the day. Stand up for your rights, all the people that abuse women, the minorities. We all need to stand up and be together, because right now it's the bad people against the good people. It's like
Right.
It's the bad against the good. You know.
It's crazy time.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
The world's crazy, but America's getting really crazy too.
It's getting too crazy.
It's scary.
People that are running the country are like, what the heck is going on, man?
It's scary. It's scary.
It really is.
You don't know what's coming up. You don't know what's coming up.
I know.
That's why we got good music like yours to bring us back.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
That's what I'm talking about. I love my job.
Now, did you ever get to see Jimi Hendrix?
I never saw Hendrix.
You think about it, if he would have lived, what would he be doing?
Oh man, if he would, he was so far out there.
Yeah.
You know, Eric and Jimi Hendrix had the same manager. When I met Eric Burton, him and Hendrix were good friends. So he told me all kind of stories about Jimi Hendrix. And I'd go in a club, and Jimmy, when I was traveling around with Eric, I'd go in some clubs. Jimi Hendrix had just been there the day before. I just kept missing him. And they were writing me up in the press, the new Hendrix, you know, because I was dressed like him, the black guy with the rock guitar. I said, oh yeah, but I never got to meet him.
Hey, that would have been cool.
Oh my God.
Just see him live.
Exactly.
To see him do his thing.
Because he was a very unique sound.
Yeah, he was way ahead of his time.
Way ahead.
Played the guitar upside down and with the strings upside down. He never twisted around.
I know.
Yeah.
He had a rough manager, Jeffries. I forget his name, Mike Jeffries. He was so bad. Just so bad. So bad.
Well, are you gonna take a break? I haven't taken a break. I don't even know the last time I took a break. I gotta take one real quick.
Sounds different? It's Radio Bilingüe, community radio in action.
Me too.
I mean, my drive home tonight.
Are you gonna drive home tonight?
I think so.
Whenever you're ready, I'm not going all night. I know it's up to you.
Okay, we'll do one more then, okay?
Wait, what else?
I've told them people
We'll
south
sign the logo.
Oh yeah, I want to do that.
of color who
I
are
wanna do this
disproportionately
on-
affected by adverse
So
experiences.
one's for
The California State Assembly will hold
This
an
one's for
information
you.
hearing on identifying the impact of adverse childhood experiences on boys and men of color. The hearing will take place on Friday, December 8th, from 1 to 3 p.m. at Clínica Sierra Vista Elm Dental Center.
Signing this
2756
shirt,
South Elm
Rock and
Avenue,
Roll Gangster
Detroit.
shirt,
A message from Radio Bilingüe.
for my buddy, Mr. Henry Lozano. And this is not gonna work. What should I say, Henry? Besides, I know your name. Want me to say anything special?
Whatever.
Okay,
whatever you
I'll.
wanna say.
I'm gonna take a picture of that.
Melody. La 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 la. It's the return of the R.I.G. Once again, he's back on the block with a brand new record and the beat that's hip hop. Imitators have been trying to get your hit, but the original G said it's not back the claim stacks, words on the
Called Return of the Rock and Roll Gangster.
dropping all that ass. Better hide your heart, 'cause it's back in his game. By the way, did I tell you his name? It's the return of the rock and roll gangster. Rock and roll gangster. Do you remember? Do you remember? It's the return of the R.I.G. He knows that all his fans want to see the show. On a microphone and he's ready to go. He wants to send a message all around the world.
What's this? The 7th?
Yes.
12-8 now.
Oh yeah. I date all my songs when I'm recording. Every midnight I have to remember that. I like accuracy. Yeah. No, it's not 12 yet. It's still 12-7.
One point say
It's the Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes, it is. It's 7. Oh, Henry, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Don't say Elon Butler. Just say Elon.
Okay.
I told my manager, it's like Prince Jones.
Okay.
Everybody knows it's my name, but still. Once I tried to, when I first came out here, I said, I'm going to try to be exotic. And I'm going to say, my name is Elon Duval, right? And then I was told, and I was at a party in Orange County with a bunch of newspaper reporters. So stupid. I'm from Jamaica, man. And then one of the guys was from Jamaica. He started asking me all these questions about Jamaica. I said, I'll never do this again.
Right.
I'll never try that.
No more lying.
Exactly.
No more lying.
It don't work.
We don't do good with lying.
It don't work.
Caught me in the front. If it don't come in the wash, it'll come in the red.
I had read about all these old movie stars that they used to make up these fantastic stories about them instead of telling their real. So I said, I'm gonna try it. It won't work. Okay, I said thanks for being the first to play my new music.
Thank you, sir. That's awesome.
Because it's true. I'm not gonna forget you, man. This really means something to me.
Oh, me too. Me too. Big time. Oh, yeah.
I can't even say how much this means.
You guys are welcome back whenever you like. Want to hang out, listen to oldies, live, talk sport history.
I love that.
L-O-C-A.
L-O-Z-A-N-O.
Just like it sounds.
Yep.
All right.
You're gonna get a call from Maria.
If you put it over there, I'll probably be able to pick it up.
Thank you, Elon. Let's go. Gotta keep this going.
Tune in every Thursday night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Time with your host, Mr. Henry Lozano, playing your favorite old school jazz and
The son's name is
ASJB on 91.5 FM, Radio Bilingüe. That's the deal.
Nate Molina.
He's having health problems, right?
He had the tumor. They removed it, but now he's
got to recover.
Find,
He had some
like, and share us on Facebook.com/Radio Bilingüe.
paralysis. He's been good though. Yeah, he's walking.
Okay. And then she dance. That's for my wife. She makes me dance all the time.
Keep us young, right?
They do. That's true. That's true.
Me and my wife still dance.
Yeah, I do. And I used to not, but if you don't dance with somebody else,
Right?
keep them happy. And it's good for your soul. Dance is good for you. And at our age, we don't have to do it in special steps. We just do what we want to do.
We do our own thing.
Exactly.
You know what's the trip when we're dancing? The younger ones try and copy us.
I know, isn't that right?
They're like, let's see how does this old man do this? It's all natural. Natural.
Yeah,
So you gonna drive back tonight? You drive? You drive?
Get some Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, that's what you said to me.
One of those, you'll be there 2 hours.
I knew I knew.
You'll be there 2 hours, man. You gotta let her know you put your seat all the way back, all the way back. Close your eyes. I'm gonna turn it up because I'm gonna get turned up.
How long did you guys get there?
4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, last time was
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the fire still going on when you go over there? Oh man, how do you guys go through that?
I didn't see it. I just saw a bunch of smoke. I kept going.
Wow.
You can actually listen to the station halfway up the grapevine. right here, it's 91.5, and then we get to Bakersfield, it's 90.1.
Wow. Well, we were looking at a couple of venues to come out here. So, and then
Oh yeah.
you know what? Get my number.
This the guy. Go on Facebook and look.
Oh,
up-
here.
Go on YouTube and look for Rodney Garcia.
Okay.
They didn't bring him down.
No, he works at the main station. They do nothing but oldies.
Okay.
Such as venues.
Ooh, awesome. Thank you.
I can tell you who it is.
Veronica.
It's Veronica. You know Veronica too.
Veronica.
Martinez out of Florida.
Yeah, out of Florida. I called the mayor of Portugal.
She's like the first 10:05 that phone rings.
Elon. Lolo is he is on watching right now. Yes.
Hey, Lolo. Nate's going to get better and better. I can feel it. All right, just hang in there and keep praying. Stay positive, okay? Tell him I love him. All right.
Speak into existence. Amen. I like
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Planting that seed.
And then she danced right here on Brother Blinga's Oldies But Goodies. Elon, Love Cruise, new album. Oh, right before that, right before the break, Return of the Rock and Roll Gangster. We heard that one also. All sounding good. All sounding good, Elon.
Thank you.
Good work. And now you got new music out. So tours. I mean, plan for tours.
Yeah, I'm going to tour as much as I possibly can. We're trying to get that all together now. I like recording and I like performing, so I'm going to try to.
That's the fun part, right? I mean,
Yeah,
the work is the writing.
Yeah.
And the playing is the touring, right?
Yeah, that's the cake, really.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the cake, especially if you look out there and see the fans and they just give you love. It's just amazing, and so it is the cake.
There's ever times that you're ready to go on and like not feeling it, and just keep on going forward anyways. Right?
I've rarely not felt like not. I always want to go on. I've had a cold once or twice, which when the light comes on, I'm there. I'm there.
That's good. That's good. You're still playing the guitar on stage yourself, or you have someone else doing that?
I play. I like to play. I still play. Yeah.
I mean, the whole show, or
no? I play some, because I need to. I like to go out in the audience now. I like to put it out there, and I have the wireless mic, and I like to go out and get with the people.
Yeah, get them to people.
Like some of the big shows they don't like. I did a show with Art Laveau. That first show here in Selland Arena, I jumped up on the speakers and jumped out, and they went crazy.
Wow.
And I said, I'm sorry, but I only had 2 songs. I got to do something.
Right?
The audience loved it, but the security and the promoters, they like, come on.
Makes them crazy.
Just
thinking of
exactly.
insurance.
But now we're gonna start. We're gonna start doing our own shows, and I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do.
Definitely, guys, if you guys make it to Fresno to play, I think it'd be really love to see you here in Fresno, California.
I don't know what it is about this place, man. Maybe it's you guys. I don't know. You got me all bubbled up.
Like I say, this is your home, your new home. If you ever in Fresno, you want to come by and just say hi or whatever reason. New music, just to hang out, want to hear a song. Let me know.
Maybe every time I put out something new, I'll do it here first. Maybe it'll be like my good luck thing.
Right? That'd be good. I'm not gonna complain about that.
I got a lot of stuff, man. And now I have a business machine that I'll do it and I can get it out now. So
yeah. You ready? You said you got stuff backed up ready.
I
Right?
got stuff backed up. I got another one almost done now, and so I'm really, and like I said, I got my children's music that I'm doing too. I have a little TV children's show that I'm working on, all positive, called Uncle A's Happy House. I'm Uncle A, of course, and it's the little kids, and we're doing interviews. The little boy is famous for kissing his mom and doing his homework. Yay! Just all positive stuff, you know.
That's cool. Like the music business, it's changed. I mean, you've probably seen it change big time. The way it is now, just downloads and everything's off the internet now. I mean, it's hard to find a record store nowadays. Music store or whatever.
I know.
And I mean, you got like the department stores selling all the music now. You don't see the chain music stores no more. They're all gone.
I used to love those big records.
Oh, yeah,
Sony and stay for hours and looking at those albums.
Oh, yeah.
What days ago?
And just looking at the album covers, all the notes, and all the booklets that came out of some of them.
Oh my God! Yeah, the big acts, they have a whole story. Like what we're talking about, you can read this whole thing on an album.
You can literally see who sang and who played this and who wrote that. I mean, it gives you the whole breakdown.
I'm gonna try to do that with mine. You can't do it on a CD, but you can do it on the internet.
Yeah,
I'll try to get as much history.
It's changed big time. I mean, just like I said, I mean, there's no more album. Oh, it's hard to sell an album. It's all singles now.
Yeah,
it's all by the singles.
Yep.
And just to choose the one you want to put out there and all that.
Right. And one good thing about the technology today is that the record companies are not God anymore. You can go on YouTube and Facebook and all that, and you can sell yourself if you're just consistent and do it. You don't really have to. If they don't want you, if you got something that people want, they'll find you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got a lot of media. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got Twitter, Instagram, and all that. I mean, there's people that my kids know. I don't know this stuff, but YouTube. There's people that are famous just for posting videos on YouTube.
My granddaughter looks at some people. Granddad, look at this, and you got 3 million hits. Some little girl who just talks. You know, I'm going to the grocery store, whatever. And then some of them get famous, like Justin Bieber started on the internet. And some of the big acts.
And that's one good thing about it, but you still got to miss the old days.
I do.
The albums, and even cassettes. Well, even CDs are almost done. I mean, it's hard to find CDs.
Almost over. It's almost all on the phones and on the computer now.
You see a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've seen some artists that are releasing vinyl again, trying to get that.
I know. I think my son's going to do that.
But I mean, who has a turntable nowadays?
That's what I know. What are you gonna? How are you gonna play?
How are you gonna play? You're gonna sit there like a picture or something. Well, Mr. Elon, well, let me pick me one more song before you leave. I know you want to leave. I don't want to let you leave.
Well, you just played my favorite. That and Then She Danced. That's for my wife. I don't know if I told you that. She's like the dance.
That's a great song.
That was a good song. All of them sounded good. What else you got?
Okay, since I'm talking about my wife, this is her favorite song, and I wrote this especially for her. Now I'll pop up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a song. I go in the studios right now. I go in the studio and I'll start. And this is one of those songs that happened, and it's just about my wife. And it's when you're in kind of in the mood, and you go. So it's called "Don't Miss Your Flight Tonight," because the flight's getting ready to take off. So don't miss your flight tonight, and that's what this song's called.
I'll get to it right now, but like you said, it pops into your head. What do you write it down? You write notes down, or you get up?
I used to. Now I grab my phone and I'll sing the melody or the beat, just whatever I need to remember it. Right. Because if you don't catch it, sometimes it's gone.
Oh yeah.
You hear that an idea pops in, they didn't write it down.
And that time that ribbon around your finger don't work no more.
Yes, I put it on the phone usually.
Yeah, that's a good thing about technology right there, the phone.
Yeah, technology.
I mean, I got a minute. What number was it?
It is, don't miss your flight, number 6.
6.
And I want to shout out to my beautiful wife, Cherie. I love her. My grandkids, my kids, and all my fans. And I mean this. I love my fans. Just the feeling I get. I just love you guys so much. I can't even explain. I would just hug all of you. Everything I write for everybody because they just give me so much. But then, back to God. What you put in, it's coming out.
Right.
I put love in this music. I really, and then they feel it. It kills me. It's so cool. So I love you guys. Love the family. And
Love you guys.
you two dudes are cool.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you for
there's a
being
whole
here.
bunch of love in this room. I don't know what the heck is going on. We got Moses over there. Amanda, oh my God.
We're going to take a break and we'll come back with this.
Julie says she loves you too.
KSJV Fresno, KMPL Modesto, KTQX Bakersfield, KHDC Chula Salinas, KUVO Calexico El Centro, KVUH Laytonville, K246BO FM Paso Robles, Arizona, KREE Porterville Douglas, New Mexico, KYOL Chama, KQTO Hurley, KBMG Ratoni, Colorado, KHUR Alamosa, in Texas, KRZU Batesville Crystal City, affiliate stations in California, KERU Blythe, KBBF Calistoga Santa Rosa, Arkansas, KABF Little Rock, Idaho, KBSF HD3 Boise, Iowa, KWI HD3 Sioux City, KOJI Okoboji, KALA HD2 Davenport, K291 BP Bettendorf, in Texas, KXJT Rio Grande City, Washington, KSVR Mount Vernon, KSVU Hamilton, and in Wyoming, KOCA Laramie.
Patricia says she's up past her time. Elizabeth says that's right. Laws of attraction.
Oh, that's right.
And big hugs. Julie says love you too. Diane says happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Let me make you smile. Pick up the record.
Phil says he hears me talking. Nancy said, may the Lord continue to bless you. You're the #1 rock and roll gangster.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. You want to say that? It's Lolo.
Oh. Hello, Lolo. Hey, buddy. I hope your son gets better, man. I really send some prayers out to him. I know it's a fight, but just stay
Elon,
positive.
sound engineer, would like to know, is this local FM radio or internet radio?
It's both. Both.
Both.
We stream on live, tune in app, and also live on the air.
Did you hear that, Phil?
And there's the site right there, that's www.radiobilingüe.org.
You go to the website, and it shows you all the affiliates. There's a bunch. I don't even know. There's a bunch. It breaks it down by state. We're in Washington, Nebraska, New York, Texas, parts of Mexico.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah. Omaha, Nebraska. I know
Right.
Yakima, Washington. But yeah, www.radiobilingüe.org.
This is the one that's underneath my desk, getting eat up by the computer. By the
Oh, so you want them on TV. That's how you make positive things happen.
Elizabeth says turn up the song. Elon's on the phone.
I want to send you a record for him and I can sign it. So try to.
backwards. Oops.
Oh, I'll get it from him.
His sound engineer, Phil Reyes, says cool.
I'll see the new CD and write something.
Somewhere. I mean, we're really getting just LA. We're not doing. They
So
haven't done
where
LA.
are you
They're working
live?
on it.
What
Right? They're working in LA. But I don't know why they avoid Southern California. The rest of California.
Oh, okay. So
It should be strong in California, Southern California, because we get a lot of letters from down south.
Okay, Elizabeth said, Henry, can't hear it on FB. Turn it up. Oh, Erlon's on the phone.
She can't hear it on the radio?
On the radio or in the on Facebook? I don't know. Okay, there we go. When I was whispering, they could hear me, so I might as well just talk.
Okay.
Phil and Clarence are watching you.
Really?
Yeah.
Phil and Clarence. Yeah.
And Clarence said, "Come on, let's working. Let's get working."
Don't miss your flight, Elon. Love cruise. And that was for your honey. What was your honey's name?
That was my wife, Cherie.
Cherie. Not you, Cherie. She's listening. She's watching. Tuned in.
She's tuned in.
That's good.
So I better say something.
Right, so you got to throw a shout out. Well, Elon, I want to thank you very, very, very much. Unless you want to stay the rest of the show. I know she.
I gotta get back.
You gotta drive home.
I have things to do.
Yeah, no, I understand. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very, very much. Much appreciated. And whenever you want to come by, just hit me up. And
I'll be back.
You got a home right here, man. You got
This
a home
is my new jump off spot.
Yeah, that's right. And you got, just kick back and listen to some oldies and just talk about old times.
I will do that. I'll bring the wife next time.
Yeah, definitely bring the family. It's a little colder over here than where you guys are from. But, and the summer is like crazy hot, but it's you gotta live.
Yeah, it doesn't know how to make up its mind around here.
Yep,
Cold, hot, fog, whatever.
We got everything right here in the valley. Oh yeah, that's what you guys. When you guys leave, you gotta watch out for fog. Crazy fog.
I hear the fog sometimes.
Or the frost. It might be frozen tonight. But on that note, let me get this. This is like the song right here, people. This is who we have in the station, inside the studio. This man right here.
Thank you, Henry.
Hey, Elon, thank you, brother. Thank you, and you guys have a safe trip, and definitely come back, and especially on tour. Come hang out and hit us up so we can go check it out and see you live.
You got it.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, Tony. Man, it was too much fun. I don't know why I had so much fun. Where's the restroom? Right down here.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Gangster, here live at Radio Believers Movie Beginning. Cool. I'm happy. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for bringing Elon. Putting up with us for 2 hours. That's good. That's good. Oh, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's a good night for me. I'm going to sleep well. I know I didn't get to everyone's dedications tonight, but it's time for that. I still got 2 more hours. I got next week. So, right now, it's about to have the plan. Elon. Good music, people. Good music. Signed by the man with the plan. The Rock and Roll Gangster. That's good. Backside, you gotta let that. Black and Scopas.
Elizabeth is saying, thank you for the treat, Henry.
No, thank you guys for tuning in.
Julie says, Henry, I love to see you happy. If you're happy.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy. I'm happy, Julie. I'm really happy. I was excited all week. So it's just, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I did a good job on the interview. What do you think, man? You good? You look happy. Ayla looked happy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, just want to say
Tony, thanks, Tony, for hanging out there.
Oh, yeah.
Lola wants to take a picture of Ayla. Lola wants to take a picture. Okay, sure. Right. But let me get us something. I should have come in. That's
They can hear you. Trust me, I was talking and they could hear me.
Your phone's too sensitive.
I know.
Lola wants us to take a picture with holding up his shirt with us three. All right. Go to somewhere you said. Can she go over there?
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Got it?
One more.
Okay. So, Olu and Annabelle and Sarah.
1, 2.
Hey, that was awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. I got a ball. That's good. I'm usually very close. So that's good. It's good. You know what? I mean, Rosemary says that we hate you. You did. Well, you gotta start home, right? We're gonna get people super real. Now we see that. Yeah, I got it. Before you came. You can say the same.